Okay, this is Stikes Gaming back for more Fallout 4 in my newly built settlement. Got turrets defending the only way into this area. Got food down here. It's completely gated off. Got beds here. Metal plating in case anyone shoots because I can't actually seal this place off. And I'll add another turret in there. And patch that hole. Once I've got the supplies and take a second swing at building settlements once I've got all the resources I could ever want. Anyway, I'm going to... Detective case or combat zone? You know what? I've decided I am going to... I'm going to build the castle. Well, no, I'm not going to build the castle. I'm going to clear it out, set up a radio beacon, the bare necessities, and call that good. I'll build the castle like 5 episodes from now. I've done too many building episodes recently. I need to space them out. Okay. And to take over the castle, I'm going to want a suit of power armor, Preston Garvey, and he's going to ask me to clear out a settlement, isn't he? I've got a lot of walking to do. So anyway, I played Fallout 3 because I had to skip a video because the internet had died and it took a while to bring it back to life. So I didn't get it up on time and moved the video forward one
You're going, Dad.
recording slot.
That's managed.
And I decided to play Fallout 3 because I had time. And it did not age as well as I thought it would have. I'm sure it'd still be a great game because it's got all these features that make it better than Fallout 4, like a more nuanced skill system, which explains itself in no way whatsoever. You've got small guns, which, if you want to know more, you're going to have to look it up online, because small guns is all it says. It adds to your accuracy and damage when using small guns. And yes, they'll tell you what guns are small and what are big and what are laser. A Gatling laser is a big gun, by the way. So is a mini nuke one. Oh, so is a Fat Man. But this vagueness does cause a bit of dissonance when building your character. You don't really know what things do unless you look it up online. It's a much more nuanced building system where you get perks like Cyborg and, well, Aminal Friends, which they've got this. Paralyzing Palm, that was a fun one. Hold on, I'll think of more. Slayer was New Vegas. Or was it Fallout 4 too? Oh, Fallout 3 too. I shouldn't be able to recall the entire perk system. Give me a break. There were the big guns and, well, size matters and gun nut perks, which increased your skills by 15 points. Tag, which allowed you to tag additional skill, any skill you want. Quick learner. These are ones that aren't worth getting because you level up skills naturally and you're going to get enough of them. Where's Preston? Is that Preston? That's Preston.
Hey there.
Hey.
I've got something a bit different for you. Our scouts have found a promising spot for a new settlement. The trouble is that some kind of vicious beasts are lairing there. Once you clear it out, set up a radio beacon to let settlers know about it. Before you know it, we'll have a thriving new farm instead of wasteland. We'll take back the Commonwealth, one piece at a time.
Minor mole rats. Vicious beasts, one and all. I wanted to talk about the castle. Can we expand the amendment? Evidently, he's not ready to expand the Minutemen yet. Oh, what have I done? I need to clear this out. And then there were what I really liked about it. Perks you get by doing stuff, not by leveling. You could get Survival Guru by completing this long extended series of quests where you do what you can to build a survival guide. And depending on how exactly you go about it, your character will develop skills from writing it, from studying the subject. Okay, equip that. Repair it. Being a pain. Okay, I can do it like that instead. Only one of my controllers has a problem when it comes to that. Sorry, just use volume.
Hey,
What's going on?
No, nope, 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 nope.
is everything all right between us?
Nope, nope.
Just happy to get out and about. Gives me plenty of opportunities to do what I do.
We are done talking. And the
Didn't
done.
have anything else.
Another
Okay,
time. My, how armored you look.
Yeah. Now, do I have anything in here like... I'm going to transfer all my mods into here. Store all junk. I said all junk. Yeah, my experience of Fallout 3 was that it was so dissonant. You didn't know what the skills did. When you shot at stuff, it would generally shoot in the other direction until you'd have put a lot of skills into it. And you only loosely controlled what your character did. The majority of combat was done through VATS, because that was how it was intended to be. And VATS was a cool concept, and it was good in New Vegas. It was good in Fallout 4, and it was dysfunctional in Fallout 4 VR. It was even more so in Fallout 3, because once you started VATS, you could not exit it. Oh, you threw 4 grenades at that super mutant, and they're now bouncing off the ceiling because you weren't paying attention to the fact that you were in a low roof. Your character will continue to hurl grenades in slow motion off the ceiling and at their feet until You've thrown all 4 grenades and there is nothing you can do to stop it. And that was just nail-bitingly annoying. Okay, you decided to shoot at the super mutant, but he moved behind cover. You're now gonna shoot 9 rounds out of your SMG, and of course, as always, pull the clip out of your SMG, put it back in, and then fire that one last round. Because there's always one last round. Other problems include the information it gives you. It has one kind of damage rating, and that is actually damage per second. I didn't know that. I thought it was damage per shot because it only gave you 1. No, it was damage per second. Meaning that although the pistol and the SMG say they do about the same damage, the SMG doesn't do nearly as much damage per shot, and thus it's best to use the pistol to save on ammo. The NPCs in that game were surreal. Take, I believe it was Lucas Simmons, I'm not good with names, the sheriff of Megaton. He's interesting, he has cool things to say, he does cool stuff in these mini almost quests he's involved in. And then the quests are over, at which point he stops doing stuff. He just sat in the town square looking at the bomb I disarmed for him for the latter half of the game. Disarming that bomb was like the 3rd thing I did. And he stopped and started looking at that bomb. When the game finished, he had not moved from that spot. Fascinating, interesting, and compelling NPCs. Until their quests run out.
Long, lazy, dull days.
Once their quests ran out, they weren't even background NPCs, they were mannequins. There was no running, there was no so many things that a game needs. The early game was amazing because you had quests and NPCs that talk and did cool things. It was amazing because you started the game with a gun that was balanced so that when you shot at enemies, it killed them in a few shots, and when enemies shot at you, you'd die in a few shots too. A bit more, you are the protagonist after all, but you can change the difficulty to change that. And then there's the late game, which could only be described as the battle of the bullet sponges. Yeah, you're gonna need 5 clips to kill that enemy. I don't care that it's a really gun, and that you've pretty much maxed out your gun nut skill. It's gonna take 5 clips from that assault rifle. Oh shoot. I passed one without noticing it. And they just cannot kill you. Because they do 15% of the damage they normally would, because you have maximum damage resistance because it's easy to get. And, okay, that wasn't a lockup, that was just a momentary pause. Good. And you have lots of hit points because it goes up so fast as you level. And guns never actually got better in that game. You started out with a gun that did 7 points of damage, shooting at enemies that did 30 points of damage. It did about 15 damage per second. You ended the game with a gun that now did about 50 damage per second instead of 15. And enemies that had 1,600 points of hit points. 1,600. That was just way too much. Still, you had more. There were some enemies like tribesmen and overlords that bypassed your hit points through magic. Oh, no, not your hit points, your damage resistance. I'm not sure how much of it they bypassed. I think you could have only like 50 damage resistance when shooting at them because they did a bit more damage but not 10 times as much. The whole thing was unfair. But they still couldn't kill you. Because in the end, they weren't doing much damage, and you have as many stim packs which you could carry. And they all weighed 1 pound each, so you weren't carrying too many stim packs. Oh yeah, everything weighed 1 pound. Rad-X, stim packs, buff hours, jet, beer, empty bottles, scrap metal, oh the ever valuable scrap metal. It was wanted in so many quests. Oh yeah, and junk weighed a lot. Like conductors and other stuff you need to make modern weapons weighed about 15 and 30 pounds and 10 pounds. It was heavy. Like, oh here, take this one sword blade. It weighs 15 pounds. Here, take this superconductor. It's small. Hey, what is this? That's danger, right? That's danger. It's probably referring to one walk. Whatever that means. So come on, Deacon. We're running towards the danger. I don't see anything. Either that or it meant there was an agent nearby. So, there's a house with traps in it. It's referring to this house. Oh! I'm looking for what might have caused those to go off. I missed the monkey entirely.
This is good. Ready for him. We could always use some more ammo.
Yeah, and grenades. It had so many cool things that were dropped because it was unrefined. Because nothing in that game was refined. All sorts of stuff did not work. All sorts of stuff did work. They threw whatever they could find against the wall and kept what stuck. Unfortunately, some really cool stuff was thrown out with some really terrible stuff.
I'm getting paid, right?
the amazingly flexible skill system was thrown out because it was confusing and non-explanatory. I just realized I've been wasting my 10 fusion cores. No, I'm not wasting them. I've got plenty. Some things needed thrown out, I think. Mostly, it just needed improved. The VAT system was improved. Now you can cancel it midway through. The movement system was improved. Now you could sprint. The love link system is improved. But rather than reducing their low hit points versus high hit points game, they just decided that now the guns upgrade alongside the enemies. The weight of stuff makes a lot more sense. Now when stuff starts... Now you've got stim packs which weigh 0.1 pounds instead of 1 pound. Could you imagine needing to draw up your stim packs because they are weighing you down? They also healed you all at once. I'm worried that some of those ghouls might pounce up and try and eat me. Oh, those are gunners. Those are ghouls. That's a gunner. Also, Fallout 4 kind of feels like it's a bunch of stuff from Fallout 3 thrown together. Because they put so much that they were going to put into Fallout 4 and Fallout 3 to see how it worked. The Institute, the Railroad, androids. They were called androids back then, not synths. There were components, there were questions of their humanity, and the answer was yes. You could tell because you got bad karma if you didn't work with them. No ambiguity there. However, I didn't really like the karma system because it was, well, judgmental. Hi Zimmer, I found your android. Now give me my reward. Thanks, but because you're basically there to kill him and I'm not gonna let that happen. Yeah, the plan was to kill you anyway. I'm just collecting my reward first. Was it kill or enslave? I think they wanted to enslave him. That quest was a while ago. But it was evil, because I told him first and collected my reward. Why did I remember those two names? Zimmer and Harkins. I'm terrible with names. I remembered those two, and I just realized that. That's weird. Or am I getting them wrong, and I just think I remember them?
Hey, Doc.
It was danger. I didn't find any danger. It's just a house with some traps in it.
Heavy's bloody traipsing around at all hours. I take it the H-222 situation has been resolved? Of course, but there's yet more to be done. Since the fall of the switchboard, we've ascertained the fate of all but 2 safe houses. I want you to check on Augusta.
Hardened combat sniper rifle I had and some rounds.
The safe houses are in trouble too? I thought only the switchboard was attacked.
The Institute didn't content itself with just destroying our headquarters. No. They launched simultaneous strikes on all we hold dear. Herkimer and Allen's safe houses are both confirmed kills. Many fear Augusta will be added to that list.
How bad did the Institute hurt us, Doc?
Frankly, we're lucky there's a railroad left at all. I don't remember a time our numbers have been so few. But the mission carries on.
Tell me about Augusta.
Details await at the dead drop. Have a care. Odds are very good you're walking into something nasty.
Okay. Randolph and Augustus. Those are in question.
Deacon's record is the best. You could learn a lot from him.
Dayton, Griswold, Thicador Dragon, and Stanwix are all functional.
The importance of
Wait,
Bunker Hill
what?
and our asset there is not widely known.
Dead drop.
Please keep it.
Oh, it's a drop of water and cash. I figured that would be a dead drop because I saw that and it was like, water is so valuable in the wasteland. That's got to be the dead drop. Oh, that's got to be the cash. No, it's the cash is the box. Water was a big theme in Fallout 3. That and religion.
I suppose you're here for my medical, sir.
I really, really think they wanted you to be Jesus. 18-year-old Jesus. More specifically, 18-year-old water Jesus. Not wine, water. That was also something they did really well. Despite the incredibly low replayability of the intro, it was really good. It really allowed you to think out your backstory as it happened, as you played through it. And it established a lot while establishing next to nothing, because when you finally got out of the vault, you learned nothing about the outside world. And were not prepared for it. You knew the game's systems, you knew how to sneak, hopefully, otherwise you were either running from the guards or killing them while trying to be a good guy, and you could sneak past them. You learned how to unlock things, hack, all the basics. By the way, the tutorial is Vault 101. And that's just...
I should have a battle cry. Blood pumping.
That is just too good to not acknowledge. They named the tutorial 101.
Check
Oh,
your
run away from that.
pockets.
Run away.
Enemies
It's
are
about to
the
blow up.
first place you look.
That's the thing about memories and nostalgia. Fallout 4 never stood a chance. It had been so long since we got a Fallout game that it wasn't competing with Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. We weren't playing Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. We were remembering it. And as always, people, including myself, do not remember the bad, do not remember the ugly. Do not remember running for hours as there's no sprint button. Do not remember the bullet sponges. We remember all the good. And there is lots of good things about Fallout 3. Did I walk a circle around what I was looking for somehow? Or did I turn the wrong way? I turned the wrong way. Or I got distracted talking about a game I'm not actually playing. What? It's supposed to tell me when I'm within meters of it, not... what? Drunken's pipe sniper rifle.
I go through days without massacring a bunch of things. Honest.
Okay, I got this report. It's supposed to say when I'm within meters of stuff. Okay, there's a hurt there. It's friendly. Hey, why are you friendly?
Never let your guard completely down.
Yeah, it has two tripwires. They could have hidden that better if they wanted to. Probably didn't. You might not notice it. So this is next to a dead drop. And who set this up? Is it a railroad agent? Friendly turrets, dead drop. Oh, hi.
Hey there.
Name's Opal. You got caps, I got goods. Don't be an idiot and we'll get along fine.
Okay.
Mind if I use your workbenches?
Knock yourself out. Just don't break anything.
I meant questions.
I'll take a look, sure.
Oh, I think, Fallout updating broke the dialogue system. It tends to do that. It did it when I was playing Fallout 4, and now that I'm playing Fallout VR.
You know, ammo isn't cheap. You just
Bugger, that's a ways away. Just ignore them. Something always has to go wrong. Let's see, what all in Fallout 3 led to Fallout 4? There was the obvious Institute and Railroad connection that everyone pointed to as eventually leading to Fallout 4 when it was announced. There was the whole memory lane thing. There was, is there anything regarding settlement building? Not really. The Enclave is really close to being the Institute with an an underground facility and a mysterious, are you friendly? You're friendly. Hi.
Hello there.
And then you get a player home, where you meet Wadsworth. With the same voice actor as every other Mr. Handy in the game. Yeah, a lot of things were trialed in Fallout 3 that went into Fallout 4.
insert something. Live to fight another day, and night, and day, etc.
Also, one thing you can definitely give to Fallout 4, aside from the sprint systems, a lot, building system, crafting system, settlement system, jetpacks, is power armor, which I guess is an extension of jetpacks. In Fallout 3 and New Vegas 2, power armor was boring. There's no other way to put it. Sure, it looked cool, but it was just a suit of armor. It functioned the same, it acted the same, it changed nothing. It didn't use fusion cores, it didn't... Actually, it did change one thing. When you drew your weapons, you draw them differently if you were wearing power armor. By the way, that's one thing. Why couldn't they keep weapons on the back? That is just so important. It's not just aesthetics, it's aesthetics. Like, oh, what's that bandit got over there? I have no idea, weapons don't show. Oh no, he's got a Fat Man. I can see because it's on his back. Aesthetics were important, and those were very important aesthetics they cut out. If you just said nothing and sat down, you'd still be alive. Like, I'd have just kept walking without ever noticing you. Okay. You okay? Oh, mine. It looks to me like your owner was not killed by a rad stung. Or maybe he was. Maybe I'm not the first person to show up and loot everything. You okay? Really feel like I should get all that stuff off you, so you don't spend the rest of your short and defenseless life carrying around that backpack. You'd stand a chance of surviving if you didn't have it on you, but getting rid of it's not an option for me. You'll be gone in a few seconds.
Wrong.
This is the safe house. Okay, this is the place I need to secure. Right? Yeah, it's not pointing at that exit anymore. It's just pointing in that direction. I hear a turret. Okay, let's check out what's over here.
Terminal's gotta be somewhere.
Also, hacking was much worse. It was functionally the same, but so different. You know all these things? They were so rare. Because, despite having the same number of passwords to sort through, you had half as much area. Meaning, in high levels, there were none of those.
You and Tinker Tom should compare notes.
And you just have to sort through long letters and compare. So technically they got easier as they got higher levels because you had more letters. They just got progressively more boring as you had to sort through more and more info. More info was better. It made it easier. It was just so much. You didn't fail because the more info was bad. You failed because the more info was so nail-bitingly boring.
Just noise.
What?
Who?
Huh?
Okay, there.
Hearing shit. Don't look. I think we're being watched.
Shook up over nothing.
Yeah, everything that happened thus far was just
Girls again.
the wind.
Hey, who's there?
Okay, nope, there's one down here still.
It's called shooting straight, rookie.
That wasn't in the script.
There's a script? Can I see it? When do I beat the Institute? Animations were also ugly. Your character always held the gun
Someone
like
there?
this. Like, moving around, shooting, he just aimed like this. Or like this. Like this or like this. And that was just... So... I... Just try to not look at it. Never leave first person. But hey, there's an upside. When they spoke, it was not Oblivion. Because Oblivion's voice acting was whoa. I don't know how else to describe it. Whoa. How did they do so horrible? I mean, Morrowind had voice acting. When you hit enemies, they grunt and throw insults and other such least effort put into dialogue you can manage. And it sounded infinitely better in comparison. Where are you? You sound like you're that way. Whoa! Whoa! Is that a 4-shot rocket launcher? I need to make it to this shelter. Keep running! Or let him do that again.
That it?
Nope.
Bring it, Tintin!
Oh yeah, that was something else. You couldn't always shoot what your crosshairs were looking at because your character was shooting from down here. Meaning like, oh yeah, you can see that guy up there, but when you shoot at him, you're just going to hit the lip of it. The lip of the ledge or something, because your character's gun is all the way down at waist level. Nope, did not mean to. I gotta ride the elevator. Yeah. No, no, no. Pop. Just like Tiny Kita. All around the cactus plant, stalk or chase the bane. Just like Tiny Tina. I've been playing too much Borderlands. If just by having that Deathclaw chase me around a generator, I think, transformer, something, well, dropping grenades made me think about Borderlands. I've been playing too much of it. But hey, I am the person with explosions, so I can make the comparison.
Good sound. Let's move it.
Insufficient power. Is it because I did that? No, that's not how this game works. Even though it would make logical sense, that's not how this game works. I need to... there. I knew that looked like a circuit breaker. That's why I looked at it like 3 times. One thing that was really cool that got thrown out that was because it was also really bad was the broken up world. Did I complete that mission?
What you need?
No, you don't have answers.
Wait
for me.
there.
No, don't.
Absolutely.
Come on.
And my eagerness is totally unrelated to wanting a smoke break.
And what I mean by the whole thing being cool is
Fighting again.
let me finish this.
You're really good at this. Too good.
They were bugs, Deacon. It implemented a potential element of struggle. Like early game, before you have everything you could ever want. You could get stranded with no clear way back. Like, oh, I'm stuck out here and I need to go through a metro system or whatever, and you don't know the way back. Thus, you need to get back with what few stim packs, broken limbs, and lack of ammo you can get.
Sweet.
And I love the struggles that implemented. You need to be resourceful. You can't aim straight because your arm's broken, so instead you use grenades and, against all logic, shotguns because you don't need to aim them. Also, why is this gun more powerful than that gun? Why? What advanced alien technology did they put into this? I already know the condition of the safe house. Unsafe. What do I need to do? I'm going to open it up and look at the map. Nope, local map. How do I go to local map? Options? Local map. That away. That away. But yeah, this struggle, this improvisation as you make do. It was even better in Fallout New Vegas because you couldn't just heal crippled limbs with stim packs. You needed purpose-built medical equipment, meaning you could run out and have no way to repair your limbs. So you really do have to make it with that broken leg or arm, and suddenly it was a survival game. Okay, there were synths here.
Going up.
And then you'd have to make do with, like, say, nothing but a hunting rifle as you hunt super mutants
Going up.
with not enough hit points to take them on. Thus you figure out this weird way to take them on in the trenches by ambushing them and getting them in the head repeatedly before they could shoot back. Of course they shoot back anyways because they have lots of hit points and will eventually shoot back. Which, by the way, their accuracy was E. Enemies in that game did not miss. With some guns they did, but with others they did not. I could get shot at from 100 miles and have a 100% hit rate from the enemies. Not 100 miles, 100 something. A long ways away and never miss. Okay, is it beneath me or right? I'm confused. It's beneath me. It's there. There are more. A switchblade. I'm wearing power armor. I could punch harder than that.
Yes.
And as bad as all these downsizings are for me, as a Fallout 3 fan, I can only imagine what it's like for it to be Fallout 2 or 1. Back then, you could shoot at the enemy's eyes and do so much more. It just kept downsizing and downsizing on what you could do. And while it was niche, like shooting the enemy's eyes and upgrading your skills past 100 for additional but more costly boosts, it all added to it. It was rarely used, but those who used it definitely enjoyed it. Yeah. It's just, unfortunately, when they decided to simplify the confusing system, instead of simplifying it by adding explanations so that you can understand it by reading rather than going up on the internet and looking up the Wikipedia, which is not easy, they wiped it for a much simpler system. Because simple doesn't mean uncomplex. It means easy to grasp. Like, oh yeah, I get that. That's simple. Like, small guns add to your accuracy and to your damage with small guns by this percentage. Okay, that makes sense. That's simple. Okay, small guns. That's it. We're not telling you anything else. That's complicated because now it's either guesswork or online research. Out-of-game online research. And that is complicated. That is messy. That is not what you want. I'm pretty sure the game manual could actually tell you this stuff too, but there's more than one way to get a simple game that's accessible and easy. Answers are one of them. I also really wish they kept the, I believe it was called the Lim Clinic from Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, that would be interesting. Because then you'd have this whole question, like, are you the Institute? Are you the Brotherhood? The Brotherhood's pro-humanity. Changing it is defiling it, thus you shouldn't go to the Limb Clinic. Or are you more open-minded and like, oh yeah, that strength boost is totally worth it. Because Fallout doesn't have the option to go against that. They went for a more complex morality by taking away the karma system, which is nice because it no longer tells you that is good, that is evil. Yet it also takes away a lot of the moral choices the other ones had. What's in here? Raider note. So you're a raider. But I think the best game to simulate morality is Darkest Dungeons. Now, that's a game that simulates morality. Because, admittedly, the best way to play it is evil and uncaring about the people you employ. It's definitely evil, it's definitely uncaring, it's definitely throwing their lives away, because it's the easy and efficient way to do things. Yet if you take their lives as something that matters, try and keep them mentally healthy, happy, and that sort of thing. Now that's difficult, now that's challenging, now that's the caring decision. You don't need to make the caring decision harder or the uncaring decision easier, but you can't throw stuff away because it adds answers outside of, well, this is what I think is right, or I'm playing evil character. Playing the good character doesn't mean anything if playing the evil character is only I want to be evil or I want to be good. Mustache-twirling villains are always fun, just like, dance for my entertainment, little NPCs, dance! But you can't play anything else if the only point of being evil is being evil. Sure, you could pretend you're playing it for other reasons, but really, that's the only reason. And just skipping the grind isn't a real reason either. Because, well, it's a game. You're here to play the game, and choosing the moral choice that skips playing the game isn't playing the game. I definitely go for machinery augmentation because it'd be fun and it's a really cool, good idea, but if you want to roleplay a Brotherhood member, you get perks like power armor and stuff, but you don't get to go for those limb enhancements because they won't allow it because you're no longer pure human. I just realized I tried to make air quotations while saying that. I can't. All I've got is wands.
Tinker Tom's cooking up something. I hope it goes better than last time. Pam needs you in a row.
Glad you signed on.
Okay.
Means I might get to take the occasional night off.
When running synths out of the wealth, wastelanders can be a bigger problem than even the Institute.
This is all very overwhelming. Everyone wants to talk to me.
All hands lost at Augusta Safe House. When it rains, it pours.
Augusta Safe House was destroyed by the Institute.
It's as I feared. 3 safe houses gone. Hard to imagine. I have nothing further for you at the moment. I'm sure someone else could use your help. No shortage of fires to be put out.
Okay. Butcher's Bill is what it's called.
We're all the synths got. You from one of those vaults? You got too many teeth to be a scabber.
Yeah, I am. Kind of obvious. I also think my voice is too clean. But it doesn't really show because these are all professional voice actors. That is the danger symbol. Why is that the danger symbol? Is it saying that's dangerous or this here is dangerous?
You've been hitting the chems way too hard, but I got my eyes open.
Hi. Well, anyway, like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and this is Stikes Gaming signing off. I just realized I spent the entire video rambling about Fallout 3. Maybe I should have done that. Well, anyway, bye.